You know, what you asked is what I would do if I was chief. Well, anytime you look at a turnaround on a business, you have to deconstruct where it went wrong, what the process was, where the money went, look at the financials, and do an overall assessment. I mean, how many of us in this room are business owners? Raise them high, that way a lot of people can see. All right, so we all understand the financials. We all understand that, you know, where you evaluate where the issue went wrong. You know, as a small business owner, I wish I had someone giving me $19 million to invest or $20 million. I'd love that, but I know I would have turned it into more. And that's what the expectation that we had when we set up this LLC. A lot of times when you don't have the right person in leadership or you don't have the right team, we've seen that only in, you know, through our own government. But we have the opportunity to undo that, deconstruct it, find out where the problem was, and fix it. That's simple business best practices of what you do. And then we let the buy-in and communicate that with the Osage people. Here's our findings. That's what we want to see. We want to know where. I want to know. I know all of you all, as I've gone around and listened to you all. It's simple semantics on this. So on the public relations side, that comes down to the leadership. You know, right now we don't even have a public relations department or a person within our own government right now. We need to have the ability to say on our own terms what our message is out there to the public. We also have an 8A program that we need to be making sure that we're following all the right directives under the Small Business Administration. I know I was an 8A firm. There's a lot of things that you need to make sure that you follow within that. We got to make sure what works, what doesn't, what changes, and then where do we go next. We got to set a directive to not interfere. What I've done has been, I know I've been to Washington, D.C., I would probably say no less than probably 35 times, testified before Congress on 8A issues, on issues that have to do with business. You know, I think some of you all have seen some of my national awards for being in business. I know how to turn this around. I've already done it, whether it's a for-profit or a non-profit organization. You have to be able to do the turnaround and then communicate to the people what on an annual report. So just wrapping up with that, you know, that is one of the things that I want to do is to work and help guide and open some doors for our LLC board. Thanks.
We've actually started in that direction very recently. We've appointed and confirmed new board members. Jim Paris, 3 board members, Tim Tall, Chief, and Dave Stewart. Mr. Stewart is the individual, some of you know, who built Cherokee Gaming. He's a millionaire. He's basically volunteering his time. And that's a start. But the bigger question is accountability. The problem in our enterprises is that we have not had accountability, and that's the fault of both sides. It's the way this Constitution is written, these enterprises report to the Chief's office. And the Chief's office has not been getting the information and demanding the information that is required. That's how so much is being done without our knowledge. That's going to change. The fact is, we can't rely just on gaming. The fact is, we have to have alternatives to gaming. Gaming will not last. I've been in the gaming business since 1984. This will not last. The state of Oklahoma, when our compact expires in 2020, is going to come in and demand a much larger percentage. We've got to find some alternatives. I'm not for giving the LLC any more money until they can turn it around. But we have to be positive, and I've asked him and Mr. Stewart to consider changing their name. They have companies which are called branding companies, professional PR companies, and I've worked with a lot of these industries, and if they have an image problem, they rebrand themselves. They just change their name and start over. But that's up to the board. As far as improperly influencing our board, there are strong laws now at the Osage Nation. It's a lot different than it was when I first was in the government 20-some years ago. These laws prevent, if they're enforced, an official from improperly influencing the board members. But it doesn't need to be that way. What we need are good people. We've started down that direction. We still have one board member I think needs to go, Jonathan Taylor. Okay, he's from Sarasota, Florida. He's part of the problem. I wish he would leave, but he won't yet. So that's the way it is. But they're independent. They have LLC authority, and I would like to see a big change. But there's no improperly influence them, because they report to the Congress as well as the chief. That's my answer. Gosh, I'm out of time, but I don't have anything else to say about it.
Okay. Come on, just stay up there. Next one's Steve.